Black is such a happy color. Now, remember, my dear, in all your relationships with boys, you must be shy and modest.
Yes, Mother.
Watch the 1964, ABC broadcast 64 episodes of The Addams Family to over 14 million television viewers. Yet one iconic background moment was completely unscripted, left entirely unedited in the original broadcast copy. What actually happened had nothing to do with physical stunt props or planned comedic actor timing. The real reason behind the scene was something most casual observers would never guess. Once you know what really happened, nothing about that classic episode looks the same. On September 18th, 1964, a brand new kind of family debuted on network television. Producer David Levy brought cartoonist Charles Addams' Macabre New Yorker illustrations to life on ABC. The entire production was filmed at Filmways Studios in Hollywood. It was an ambitious project. Over 14 million viewers tuned in for the premiere. They found a show that defied every standard sitcom formula of the 1960s. The series succeeded because actors John Astin as Gomez and Carolyn Jones as Morticia played their absurdly spooky domestic life with absolute, deadpan sincerity. They never winked at the camera. They never treated the dark humor as a joke. Unlike standard sitcoms of the era, the set relied heavily on intricate physical props, elaborate costumes, and live mechanical effects designed to function on camera in real time. The art department constructed a living room packed with exotic taxidermy, medieval armor, and strange moving mechanisms. The cast developed a tight bond during those early weeks on stage 4. They improvised subtle physical beats to make their fictional Gothic household feel lived in and genuine. John Astin would kiss Carolyn Jones' arm unexpectedly. She would react with cool, elegant grace. Their chemistry was immediate and real. However, operating complex mechanical props live on set during tight filming schedules created unpredictable filming conditions that no script supervisor could fully anticipate. Cables snapped during takes. Trapdoors jammed without warning. Mechanical hands and box props failed to spring open on cue. The crew worked long 12-hour days under hot studio lights to keep the Gothic mansion operational. Yet the actors learned to roll with every technical glitch that occurred on the floor. A lot of people grew up watching Thursday nights with Morticia and Gomez on ABC or caught the show during afternoon reruns in the 1970s. If you remember exactly where you were the first time you saw the Addams Mansion, drop it in the comments. That kind of memory is worth holding on to. The cast mastered playing bizarre scenarios with total commitment. But when a physical prop broke during an active take, even seasoned professionals faced an unexpected test. So when an unscripted physical mishap occurred during a live take, how did the actors respond under the lights? Filming episode 5 during the early autumn of 1964 required rapid execution. Stage 4 was buzzing with activity as crew members positioned heavy cameras. During the filming of an early season scene featuring John Astin and 7-foot, 3-actor Ted Cassidy as Lurch, a physical piece of background scenery shifted unexpectedly while the camera was rolling. A wooden paneling section near the main staircase detached slightly from its frame, catching the studio lights and drifting several inches out of position. It was a clear physical error. Instead of stopping the camera or cutting the scene, actor John Astin remained entirely in character. He incorporated the sudden spatial movement with a subtle hand gesture and a quick, sharp glance toward the background. He integrated the shifting wall directly into his character's eccentric awareness of the house. Ted Cassidy did not break stride either. He simply delivered his low line with steady, booming resonance. Director Nat Hiken and the editing crew later reviewed the raw footage in the cutting room. Expecting to schedule a costly reshoot, they noticed that the authentic, unscripted reaction added an uncanny sense of life to the mansion that scripted dialogue could never replicate. The background looked as if the house itself were alive and moving. Over the years, urban legends began to circulate about this specific, unedited moment. Some claimed the scene was a carefully rehearsed stunt involving hidden wires and secret stage mechanics. Others insisted that an off-camera crew member had tripped over a support beam and accidentally knocked the set down on live film. Some fans even believe the studio left the mistake in simply because they lacked the budget to fix it. All of it was false. None of that was true. The real reason behind the scene was grounded entirely in artistic instinct and professional trust. The production team made the deliberate decision to keep the exact take in the final broadcast master cut because it captured an irreplaceable moment of genuine actor improvisation. The visual mistake integrated seamlessly into the episode. Yet keeping flawed takes on air challenged every traditional network broadcast rule of the 1960s. So why did the director decide that leaving raw studio blunders in the final edit was better than perfection? In 1960s multi-camera network television, tight production budgets dictated every creative choice. Each episode of The Addams Family was produced on a strict budget of approximately $60,000. That left almost no room for waste. Directors rarely had the luxury of endless reshoots or extra film stock. Every foot of 35mm black and white film had to count. Producer David Levy realized that minor technical flaws, background actor slips, and prop malfunctions actually reinforced the eerie, unpredictable atmosphere of the Addams household. When 7-foot, 3-actor Ted Cassidy occasionally had to navigate doors not sized for his height, he adapted his posture. When Jackie Coogan's Uncle Fester light bulb props flickered unexpectedly due to loose battery connections, Coogan incorporated the flicker into his physical comedy. The set was treated as a dynamic, living space. The atmosphere of trust allowed the cast to treat the soundstage as a living environment where perfection was secondary to authentic emotional delivery and comedic atmosphere. Before we get to how this philosophy transformed the rest of the series, if stories like this are the kind you want more of, subscribing takes 2 seconds. There are more coming, and some of them go even deeper than this one. The actors felt empowered to play. While prop failed, they did not freeze or look for the director. They responded as Gomez, Morticia, or Fester would respond. This organic approach saved production time and created a unique, relaxed energy on set. The directors began looking for these moments during daily rushes. What started as a budget-saving necessity grew into the structural signature of the show. Production deadlines forced the team to embrace raw spontaneity. But as the series gained a cult following, the long-term impact of these unedited moments reached far beyond the studio walls. How did this specific philosophy shape the long-term legacy of the show after cancellation? When ABC canceled The Addams Family in 1966 after 2 seasons and 64 episodes, the series entered syndicated rerun distribution worldwide. It found massive new audiences across Europe, Australia, and North America. Decades later, high-definition remasters and digital freeze frames allowed observant fans to spot subtle background glitches, minor prop failures, and unscripted actor smirks that had gone unnoticed on black and white cathode ray televisions in the 1960s. On modern screens, you can see the faint outline of a studio wire supporting things box. You can spot John Astin holding back a genuine smile when Jackie Coogan improvised a line. You can see background scenery tremble as heavy actors walk past temporary studio walls. Rather than diminishing the show's reputation, these unedited moments highlighted the extraordinary talent of John Astin, Carolyn Jones, and the ensemble cast, who never broke character even when the physical set failed around them. Most people never build a performance that lasts 60 years. And the ones who do, they know exactly what it costs. Not in money, in the quiet things, the focus, the discipline, the parts of yourself you leave on a soundstage floor that continue to entertain millions long after the lights go out. The presence of those small imperfections proved that the show was made by real human beings working at the top of their craft. In an era before digital editing and computer graphics, the series relied on human skill and split-second instincts. The unscripted background blooper became a badge of honor among fans who studied every frame. High-definition technology exposed every detail of the original set. Yet the true value of those archival master tapes went far beyond technical curiosity. What ultimate lesson does this unedited piece of television history leave behind today? The enduring charm of the Addams Family lies in its human heart and artistic courage. By choosing not to edit out minor physical accidents, the creators preserved a moment of pure, organic magic that defined early television craftsmanship. Decades after the final episode wrapped at Filmways Studios, viewers continue to re-watch these episodes not just for the jokes, but to witness a cast that turned human imperfection into timeless television art. John Astin, Carolyn Jones, Ted Cassidy, and Jackie Coogan created a world that felt alive precisely because it was not polished to a cold perfection. The unedited background blooper remains on film as a tribute to their talent. It reminds us that early television was created by artists who trusted their instincts and valued genuine human reaction over mechanical, flawless execution. The minor flaws left on the cutting room floor stand as lasting proof that true television magic was never about flawless perfection, but about the genuine spirit of the performance. There's another story on this channel, different show, different decade, same pattern. A classic series where an unscripted moment between two lead actors changed the direction of the entire show, and network executives try to hide it for over 30 years. That story is already on the channel. And once you know what actually happened, you will never watch classic sitcoms the same way again. If this story stayed with you, go ahead and subscribe. There are more coming, and some of them are just as quietly surprising as this one.